Hey, it's Glines and Automator, another episode of what we automated this week with AutoHotkey. Then I'll run my recently modified files. The script's pretty cool because if you wanted to get it, you can grab it from the URL. I'll put up there on the screen. But you can change. Yeah, I need to adjust this guy now. This tool, the webcam reminder, I think now when we save it, it'll remember where that is. Let me go ahead and close it and restart it. Almost. That's interesting. It didn't quite remember exactly where it was. I'll have to ask Irfan, how did that happen? The DPI was different. That's why it was a bit off from where we had it. But this script, the recently modified files, you can change this extension here easily and then find files on different sources. Now, we could have built a preference menu to allow you to choose those sources. Right now, it's hard-coded in the script. It goes across my G drive and S drive, I think, are the main two for me. You can change the number of days it goes back. Then just tell it to go run and get that list of stuff. So, and when you select a file, let's see here, I don't want to click on Thomas's stuff. More Thomas stuff. So here's my stuff. Here's just a test. For AutoHotkey scripts, we're applying IntelliSense. And you can come in here, I think you can copy. Yeah, you can't edit. It's not built for editing. We could change that, but I don't want to edit right now. I just want to kind of have a quick look at my scripts. So that's what this tool's for. This one, by the way, let me see, what was I doing? Oh yeah, I was trying to figure out when I adjust my DPI, it would shift my icons, and it was shifting them sometimes over here, and it was just annoying. And I was trying to figure out if I could use AutoHotkey to stop that. And what was interesting, even though AI was saying there's stuff in the registry for that, it still was moving them, and it tried a couple ways, and then it finally said, oh, I can just hide them. And I'm like, there's already I don't remember the hotkey, but there's a built-in hotkey in Windows to just clean up your desktop, hide all the icons. And so I'm like, yeah, I don't want to write a script for that because there's already a tool that does that. But anyway, that was that one. Set sound. This is an interesting one. It's not done yet, but last week, or no, 2 weeks ago, my son and I were editing videos, and my audio was much lower than Isaias's, and it makes the editing a lot more cumbersome because you have to go jack up, the one person's to make them even. And the problem is, when you have two people, me and Isaias, let's say, on a call, it's impossible to tell if you are at the same level. There's no way. With a third person, they can hear both of you, they can tell you. So I wrote this script, AI wrote this script for me, and what it does is it sets my volume to 90, and then it tracks it, and will change it. So let me go ahead and run it. It's going to change my volume. I think my mic right now is set at 90. However, let me go in here to open the sound settings. If I happen to come down here, and so this is at 90, I'm going to move it, and every 10 seconds, so it should have gotten a little quieter, it will come up here and warn me. Now, I could have it to go and, so here, microphone is now at 81. It changed from 90. I could have it reset it. I haven't quite decided. I think that's what we'll do, because for each of us, we will decide what volume level we want the mic set at. And I can't think of a good reason why we would probably, once we tell it, hey, and of course this tool would still let us to go set it at a certain level. It's about keeping it at that level, because some tools, when you launch like Zoom or you launch OBS or you launch, we couldn't figure it out. Other tools are just randomly changing the microphone levels, and we don't find out until post-production when we try to edit it. So it's really annoying. So I think this will be a script we can sell the crap out of, because it's a really annoying thing in Windows to have that happen to you. And then it takes a lot more editing. So I think that'll be a nice thing to be able to do. We made some updates to error capture. Now, this is under our AI folder. Oh, hold on. Sort. Oh, I was just playing with the sort thing. Under error capture, it's really cool. Now, here you can see it's actually red right now instead of green. So if I right-click, I can toggle. We have a hotkey now. Control-Shift-E will watch for errors. And that was the big thing we added. We did clean up the timing, so it will allow you to very easily set how fast it displays the yellow thing, how fast it clicks the OK or close or whatever, cancel, whatever you want it to click. Again, it's not using AI, it's just for helping you work with AI. So we do, I believe, have a video on that we'll be releasing soon. It is available on the website. Great little, I use this tool a lot. It's really cool. That Control-Shift-E and Control-Shift-E have a hotkey. Oh, look at that. That's hilarious. I do have hotkeys in this. So I'm going to save that. Those are my test hotkeys, which is I did not go clean it up. So I'm relaunching that one. Now, Control-Shift-E. Yeah, so now the error capture is toggled on and off and on again. Control-Shift-E is one of my defaults. It allows me, if I'm developing a script, to easily pull it open in the editor. And I have it in all my test scripts, so when I was building this URL memory tool, this one keeps track of, if I go snip. So notice down here, it says there's now one in the URL memory. So anytime something from the automator that I'm right now, it's tracking my clipboard. If something from the automator comes up, it will grab it and put it in my list of things. And that way, when we're in post-production, I can paste into this video all the tools that we cover, right? When I'm putting the URLs on the screen, it's really hard. And Connie, a Hero member, had suggested it'd be really nice if we had all those links. And I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of work. And then I realized I'll just watch the clipboard. It's always in the clipboard. I'm pasting them because I don't try not to type anything, right? Just because errors happen. So yeah, so that was in there. So let's get back with this. That error I'm telling you though, man, if you are working with AI, this tool is just really crazy helpful. It only works on runtime errors, not on syntax errors. So if your script can't launch, it doesn't help you. And we had a solution for that, but it was the solution was not, to me, a working solution. So we didn't go that route. We didn't share it. And I even disabled it for mine because it was really just not a good solution. Error capture. So that's where we're error capture runtime error. So this is one of those things where is it enabled? Yeah. So if I was to run this, notice that went away. And now on my clipboard, if I'll bring up Notepad and paste. So it has the error. I didn't have to do any of that work. I would paste that back into the AI tool, right? And I didn't have to click OK. I didn't have to go copy. It's really, really helpful. It really speeds up that process of shoving your errors back into AI and saying what's the issue. So yeah, we do that. Our triggers. Airframe was just updating this to have some stuff in their triggers class. Error, talk to AI. So during a hero call, we started to adapt talk to AI to use the Windows runtime instead of FFmpeg for recording audio. And we did a video on the Windows runtime. It's really cool, but it'll allow us to not use FFmpeg at all, and which is going to be faster. It's also FFmpeg's like 120 megs or so executable that you have to have otherwise for capturing the audio. That's what we were using. And anyway, this is going to be a much better. I don't think we finished it, so I'm not going to try to launch this, but that's why this one was edited. And here's all the Windows runtime stuff that Isaias was doing during the call and examples. Click, transcribe, and summarize. I didn't know we made a change to this script, but it's one of my favorite scripts, absolutely. And we are changing this one. We're going to, Urfian, now that he has more time, we're going to use the Open Router AI tool. So it allows us to connect to, hundreds of different models. Right now we use 3 providers with multiple models for many of the providers. There's the Assembly AI one for doing the transcribing, and that one we might keep the same because it's really good at transcribing. But your summaries, right now we had one with OpenAI or Claude, but if we change it to OpenRouter, we can use any of the 300, which also, of course, includes OpenAI and Claude. But that's going to be really huge when we adjust all of our scripts to be that way. Click Grabber. This tool, it's really, I love it. It was started off as a little mini project of mine, and it turned into something else entirely. Let me go ahead and run it. So it's this mouse here, and if you look here, you can see Windows S is the toggle of mouse, and right now we're in screen mode versus, let me change it to window mode, which is just even more powerful. And I'm going to start my little calculator tool that I've had forever. Now, I'm going to hit Windows S to toggle on my clip capture. That's a little something weird with the mouse, but it shows you this is the window. And notice I have a hard time moving it out of that window because we're bound to this window. And it's going to start tracking. So if I hit 7, 8, 9, it's showing you in the bottom right that that's what we've captured. Plus, 100 equals, right? And now I'm going to hit Windows S to stop capturing. And now if I bring up, let's bring up a toolkit, which I'm going to have to start because I rebooted a minute ago. Go to live code and paste. What? Let me look. So it looks like something else replaced my, there's some other tool that's grabbing my clipboard. Anyway, so here is the script. Look, it's chord mode window. The sleep duration goes in after each click, but we notice we have a win activate because we were in window mode. And so I can, let me hit clear here. I can hit run it, first off, run, and Control T, and it goes through and does those clicks for me. But also, more importantly, if this window moves, and I'll hit clear and hit Control T again, it still works, right? Because we were in window mode. If I had been in screen mode, that would have right then broken because it would still be clicking up here. So very cool little tool. Also notice, this is what's so cool. It's like, look, if I realized, oh, it's supposed to be 798, I can move this and the sleep. And it's that easy, right? Ooh, looks like I should have kept that in between. So I'm going to relaunch this, clear it, and run. Now Control T will do 798. And I know that because I have these comments in here. We're using UIA. That's why you see also when we're doing the click tracking, the red little box around it. We use our get text under mouse to get what the text is. And we have a built-in escape. This is just you go edit your code to change these things with the system tray icon as well. Here we go. This is mouse click, which to me makes sense. So that's what that icon is. You could, of course, comment that out. I would consider commenting that out if you don't like the escape there. That's nice to have it to exit, so I could just hit exit, escape instead of clicking it here. But yeah, really cool little kind of macro writer for you. So that one, we released it, and we'll probably have a few more minor tweaks to it, but I think it's pretty robust. And it's going to be, in the long run, in Automate My Task, we're going to have like 3 different approaches. There's the location of things, there's the find text version where we're looking for images, and then the third one at some point will have AI usage. But anyway, that was that click grabber. So we were just playing with stuff. So yeah, we used the border, this and that with UIA. Clipster. So Irfan, I think, said he finished. Now with Clipster, you can copy files. I'm not gonna. I think he said there's an example in there, but I'm gonna save that for a separate video. But Clipster was a cool tool that we created for if you want to push HTML content into your clipboard, or if you want to push pictures to your clipboard. You can have a hotkey or a hot string or whatever you want to trigger pasting of those things. So you predefine them, and then you don't have to go find them. Well, now we added files. So also you could have a file, like if you have certain files you paste constantly that you need to go grab and move, you could define it in here and then have a hotkey to auto, you're just working somewhere, I need those files, bam, you hit your hotkey and there are your files. So it's really cool. We were looking at rich text, and it turns out like Word no longer would let us paste the rich text, at least not in that way. And I finally said, you know what, let's just leave it, because even Google Gmail wasn't doing it properly. So I said, HTML is fine, so we'll stick with that. Zoom auto cropper. That was one that my son and I were trying to use, and I need to go look at it, but it grabs Isaias and I, extracts us, and moves us close together, and puts the thumbnail of the picture behind us. So our M function, this is cool. Let me edit this one. Now this, it allows us makes this M function. It doesn't have all the functionality, but it does have the ability to show different things. So I should have some examples. Oh, I think Irfan moved them to another folder in here. So if I go here and open the folder, yeah. I should have just dragged that in there. Anyway. All right, so we included M. Now this first one, here is our nested object. So if I was to run this, here is this object. So we're peeking inside that. It looks like a nested array, an object that is an object there, nested object. I'm sorry. Okay. The second one is an array. So if I hit OK, we should see the next one. This is an array with an object inside it in different places. And so it allows you to not have to write this kind of code to look at it. It just parses it all and shows it to you. And the third example is a map. So now we can look at a map really quickly. And what's this? That was that one. And the fourth one shows, oh, this one will comment it out, so it won't show anything. Hey, that's weird. So I'm going to save this, relaunch it. We'll skip past the first couple. 1, 2, 3. And here, now we have all of the map, array, and object all together. And some text just thrown in at the end. So you can just use that as the example. Let's put a line between there. This, I said, look at this object, this test array, which is that one, the test map, which is that one, and some text. And so that's what in this message box here, so to speak, we can see all those things. So cool little tool if you're not used to programming and you're not using VS Code or something that allows you to peek inside these things. It's a great little tool to have. Do a little cleanup. Open Router. So we're not ready to share this yet, but we're close on this Open Router API call. Again, allows you to look at over 300 different models. So very cool. We did an update to Message Master, so I had a hard time with it, but the guys finally got it to work right. So now when I close Message Master, it will go close because Message Master is the last step that I use for distributing the new AutoHotkey newsletter. But when I'm building the AutoHotkey newsletter, I have 3 other scripts that I run. One of them does get exited on its own, but the other 2 stay running. And I was like, hey, when I'm running Message Master, why do I have to go close those other scripts? I know when I run Message Master and I'm done with Message Master, when I close it, it should close those other scripts. So we created we added that functionality to Message Master, so it does that, which is really cool. We do have an example of that, which I'll show you at a later time of how to do that. Message, yeah, I think we were using messages. This is one of the tools, a search and replace. So we put stuff in the tools to go and actually exit. So it's watching for messages somewhere in here. This handle termination. So this is what we put in each of the scripts, and then we send a specific message to them. This check and unsub before send, that's one of the other ones that we kill. The get active newsletter, I don't know if that's in there, but that was one of the ones. But that one gets, get active new subs. That runs and pulls a list of active subscribers. However, after it extracts the file, it exits on its own. So I didn't need to put it in that one. Last opened and clicked. So this is a tool that we are getting the tracking who's opened and clicked their emails and how long it's been. So right now we're up to, out of the roughly 5,700, I forget the exact number of email addresses. We have, I think I saw this morning, 1,899-ish that have opened or clicked in the last 2.5 weeks, roughly. Maybe it's 3 weeks. And so what I'm waiting for is about 30 days. And so I'm figuring it will be about, let's say 2,200 people. So that's over half haven't opened or clicked in the last month. And we're going to put those people into their own list and stop sending to them and tell them, hey, we've stopped sending to you. And it'll save us money. It'll mean we'll get much better delivery and open rates, which helps actually improve our delivery and open rates. It's really kind of a weird cyclical thing. But yeah, that's what that is doing. Pack up. Here we go. So this script, it's pretty cool. It allows you to, let's go ahead and run it. So, what? No. Context menu. I don't know what that even is. What? So I can browse, I can pick a file. Yeah, not ELO. That's what I was listening to, apparently. Let's say Excel. Now, if Excel had a bunch of includes in it, I can hit combine. It grabbed all that, pushed it to the clipboard, and I can go push that again into AI, because often we'll have includes. And when I go to give it to AI, there's like, let's say 10 different includes. And I'm like, I got to go give it each of those 10 files, and it's annoying. But wouldn't it be nice if we had a tool that would go and combine it? That's actually from Studio. The concept's from Studio. And we do add a comment on stuff. If it's a resource of like an icon or something, it'll tell you like, hey, you know what? Actually, let me relaunch. I'm very curious. Do you want to add a context menu to pack up AHK5? I don't know what that means. So apparently that's not done. The project invoice calculator. This one, I think I can open this and show because I don't think I listed. Yeah. And I can put in me. And now I added a cool thing to say I was going to have a checkbox and have the different hourly rates, but then I just decided I'm just going to list Irfan's rate. So this is Isaias and my rate. By the way, when I'm on a call with Isaias, I don't usually charge for me unless if the client is specific, saying we need both you guys there and stuff, then I will. But normally I just kind of hang out and help, and I'm doing some other stuff. But Irfan is a mid-level developer, and we just released a video the other day. Actually, I don't think it's released yet, but we did a call. Connie, a Hero member, took us at our up the advantage of him. Now, this is the $56.99, but Connie's a Hero member, so he gets 25% off of that as well, which brings it down to where it's really quite reasonable. And actually, we can find out here. So, because if I hit calculate, let's say I did 2-hour call, so 2 hours, and let's say 10 minutes. We can be that specific. I'll calculate. It's going to show this, but it writes it's opening Outlook on the other screen, and it's going to create the email, and I'll bring that over here, and it knows whether I'm a Hero member or not. Since you are a Hero member, you get a discount of $30, which brings it down to $92, right? It would have been $123 at that rate, and I can go here, and paste. So that way, it's not expecting this high DPI. They can see the breakout as well, right? So this makes it very easy for me to send out invoices every 2 weeks. Every other Friday, basically, I send out the invoices. And makes it really easy for me to crunch the numbers. I talk to Isaias and Irfan and say, okay, how many hours did you guys work for which clients? And they're all in there. I just have in that file whether they are Hero members or not. So there's an any file that drives this, and I have their email address in there. And like I said, I had considered having this, but it was just going to get really complicated. And I said, you know what, for now, this is fine. But I could also say, oh, you know what, Bob's a good client. Let's give him a deeper discount, right? So it will go and take all that into account. It redoes the email. Actually, even this hyperlink has that price, which when you click it, it should show up. But I was just told the other day, when you click this and it pulls up the page, for whatever reason, which I don't know why, yeah, this is no longer, it used to pre-fill this value. So the JavaScript in this page isn't sucking this number in and putting it there. So we made a change with some other stuff, which it's really advanced. I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, this is a cool little tool. If you want one built for you, if you want us to do that, let me know. It saves a ton of time when you're, we have that information in the spreadsheet of the different clients. And because some of our older clients, they come in when we were charging much less, and I still keep people usually at their rates, for quite a while. I don't just, even though we've increased our rates recently, I didn't bump all of our past clients, right? At some point I will, but I want to announce that to them and stuff. So anyway, we can build you a little tool like that, which saves me a ton of time and prevents me from making huge errors, right? Because it's really easy to mess up. Isaias was making some updates to Prompt Assistant to correctly escaping double quotes. And we actually, in the Hero call, I showed him how I did it, which was funny, but at least now we have he's updating that. So hopefully he did that yesterday afternoon, and it now takes, actually I can test it. I could test it. Let's see. I'll bring up Prompt Assistant. Actually, I'll bring up Prompt Assistant. Say customize. And let's see, what was I working on? Sort. So SQL query, no. I have a whole branch of my old SQL queries, and that's where I have this one called sort. And what was it? I forgot to tell Isaias that, but it actually, there's one here called just sort. And it was, oh, this, I guess this is it. Yeah, okay. So sorter. And let me see now. I'm just going to test it up here, even though, let's see where, well, whatever. What I was trying to do with some of these was set it to blank. And I, unfortunately, with this error that I'll show you here in a second, it prompt assistant wasn't saving it properly. Here we go. So this is my workaround. So I'm going to add a comment here. I'm going to come in here. I'm going to do 2 double quotes. So it's, I know it's kind of hard to see, but I'm going to hit update. Let me do this. There we go. Well, there we go. I got one without the cursor blinking on you. Update. And when I go back into this, I should have looked at the line number. Clipboard, I'm looking for this function. Clipboard, backup, copy, select. So see how there's only 1 here, and here I had 2? So he didn't finish that yet, or I don't have the current version. Maybe he didn't compile, or he compiled it, but mine was locked at the time because it's an executable, and I didn't get it. But I can't put 2 double quotes if they don't stick. So I played around and came up with this really dumb answer. What it does is it uses substring, and substring on whatever character here. This could be whatever character you want. One character but says grab the second position. Well, there's only 1 position, so it returns null, basically. It's empty, and that ends up clearing my clipboard. So it's a dumb solution, but it's a solution. So yeah, let me move this up some because I didn't see it there. I keep this. Oh, I have a new sort functionality here too, but save, close. So that was that. Here's the killer and killer remote example that I was mentioning, which we'll make that a download and I'll make a separate video, but killer will go kill those other programs, and these are the running examples. So theoretically, I could run this, and we're going to see this is going to keep iterating here, just showing you it's running. But when I run killer, and I think I have a hotkey in here. Yeah, Control K. Yeah, all right. So I'm going to run it. So now it's running, but when I hit Control K, it sent the kill message to that, and that other script exited, right? So I wanted to have, now Isaias was mentioning we could have different commands and have a whole, like, let's say, not necessarily a class, but a list of methods in our scripts that might say, I want to pause it, or I want to suspend it, or I want to kill it, or I want to toggle something, right? So we could have those embedded in our scripts, and then with the other tool, we go easily connect and talk to it to give it some instructions. So it's got a lot of potential. So text under mouse, this is the one which is a great script, by the way, we borrowed from. I had Irfan borrow from for our clicker. Let me launch it here. All right. So the hotkey is Control T. So if I move my mouse over something here, let's see if it'll get it. 1 kilobyte. If I move it to here, message. Now this should, I think, oh, that was the update we made. This was opening and it's still it. I guess Irfan didn't finish that. It's opening in separate windows, but if I go here, it gets all the text under it. So this is a really, really powerful tool. Let's see if we'll get this window title. Yeah, window title. I know you can't see that, but let me go over to my icons here. What does it get there? OBS. That's interesting. I didn't know that was OBS, honestly. There's my internet. So it programmatically gets the text under your mouse, which is just really cool. And that's what I remembered from that other tool, for the click grabber tool, of like, hey, why don't we get the label, that text, and use it as a label for the comment of what it is that you're clicking. So that script is available. The only thing we have to do is to tell it to create one GUI, not multiple GUIs, right? Because it shouldn't be creating separate GUIs. This webcam reminder, that's this thing here that, like I said, you can't see. I had the guys make it where it remembers the size when you close, but for some reason, it looked like it was remembering it just slightly off of what it was. Let me try it again here. So you can't see it. I'm going to close it. I'm going to restart it. I don't think I need... Oh, that time I did it, right? Okay, so... that worked. Tracking time for extraction. This is a cool little tool. I wish I had it running right now, but I can still open the folder and show you during the second hero call. It does actually create separate files now too. Oh, it's supposed to. Oh, looks like he didn't finish that part yet either. But let's see here. So 820. Let's go with here. So I have hotkeys that will go. I can hit a hotkey and give it a name. So this one, the mockups. It didn't start. I realized after a bit that, oh, this is a good topic, this mock-up topic. So I went in and actually added this number to be shorter, which we can see down here because I changed it. I just said start at the beginning. Let me make this a little bigger here. There we go. So it takes the file. It wrote it writes all this code for us, but I had to go back and give it the video file to use. So this was our hero call. This line is FFmpeg command, so I can go push this to a prompt and a command line and run it, and it goes and extracts this timestamp between here to here and creates it as this file called d:/mockups. Now, this should be named off of what this name is. It wasn't, so I need to work, or if I needs to update that. And each tool we're going to have on a given day, it'll have its own file because I don't want to overwrite the past ones in case I haven't finished my work yet on the other ones. But it's going to help extract the important parts of hero calls or things that are worth sharing and they don't have private data in it. So these are videos that we extracted, and my son went and edited some of them. He's starting to do a really good job editing the stuff. So it's really cool having him do the work. Less work for me, but he's getting the hang of it. And here's that set mic level. So that's the actual one. The other one was my test one. This is the one that's actually in where the guys are going to work on it. So that's what we've been up to this week. If you're interested in any of that stuff, reach out or go check out some of those downloads. And if you want to learn more about AutoHotkey, our Hero program is a great program. We do have courses, right? I don't mention them a ton, but we have courses at various different stages. If you're new to V2, our Intro to V2 is a great course. If you're new to AutoHotkey, Intro to AutoHotkey. If you're intermediate, we have intermediate. If you want to learn GUIs, we have an Intro to GUIs. If you want to learn regex, we have a regex course. If you want to learn DOS, we have a DOS course with a little bit of AutoHotkey in it. So at least those are some of our bigger courses. We also have a just getting competent on a PC, learning how to select the things and edit things. There's so much to learn, and so hope you enjoyed that. Please like the video if you learned something. Really helps me out. Have a great day. Cheers.